Oversized t-shirt dance. Hey. Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. So Halloween is coming up like on Tuesday and I actually didn't know what I was gonna do for this video. So I decided to tell you guys some horrifying stories from my life. More leaning towards like the embarrassing things, but to me they're horrifying. Now here's the thing about me. I do get embarrassed in my life. I get very embarrassed, but the thing is I don't show it that often. So let's say something embarrassing happens to me and I'm just kind of like laughing it off, but inside I'm like, ah, no. Also, I think I'm doing this as like an exercise for my communications class. My professor's like, here's a tip. You can record yourself and then go back and watch it and find your mistakes and like start improving and then record yourself again. I'm over here like, I'm trying to do that in my life anyway. So if you're here for this, here's some embarrassing stories from my life. So let's start off from like earlier on in my life. Let's go to when I was about 10 years old. This is like my usual default embarrassing story. Oh gosh, I'm cringing just talking about this right now. So if you guys didn't know this, I used to take martial arts when I was a kid, and this is where one of my huge like earliest memory of embarrassing stories like emerged from. 10-year-old me is in a martial arts class. I'm about 2 inches shorter than I am right now, to be honest. I haven't really grown much since like the 5th grade. So here's where it starts, and this is where the first mistake happens. I ate right before class. Like not just anything either. I think it was like Chinese food or something like that. And that day we just so happened to be going over like the ninja rolls or like the somersaults that you do on the floor. So right after the drill we go back into our lines and we, you know, sat at attention and we stay there for a while. Little did I know that I started feeling really woozy and dizzy standing at attention. And this was one of those days where I think our instructor decided to like lecture us as we were at attention. So we were there for a while. This girl, I think I was like a yellow belt. I was like a super beginner. And I felt that something was going to protrude from my mouth. So because I couldn't make like grand gestures at attention, I just decided to put my hand over my mouth like this. Which for those of you who know what trying not to barf in public is like, this doesn't help. It doesn't do anything. Nonetheless, your girl threw up in the back of class. Like right there. It was so bad because like everyone turned around and like saw me with like my hand over my mouth and just like vomit. I'm sorry if you have like a really sensitive stomach, but I'm gonna be talking about this. I should have gave you guys a trigger warning. I mean, the trigger warning was horrifyingly embarrassing stories from me. So anyway, I threw up in class and I got sent to the bathroom to go like wash myself up because that's gross. And I come back to find like one of my instructors cleaning up my mess. On top of that, this is like 10-year-old Sarah, so she's still trying to figure out her life. There was this dude that I kind of found attractive in that class, and he stood right in front of me. It didn't go on him. That would have been horrendous, but he was there and he witnessed it. It was wonderful. War flashbacks every time. I'm just like, oh my god. Moral of the story, don't eat right before you exercise or do somersaults. Okay, this one is very recently because this was this semester, like this school semester, this happened. If I ever become a stand-up comic or if I ever get a gig as a stand-up comedian, I'm using this. No one else can take it because this has to do with my name. So day 1 of this class, right? Day one. My professor's up there and I guess his thing is to go through roll, and as he goes through roll, we're all gonna say we're here. He's gonna give us a syllabus just so he can get to know like the face and the name, right? And for those of you who don't know me personally, my last name is Villacarrillo. It's obvious, it's right there. I got a burp. That wasn't a burp. Usually, unless you have the same last name, you don't really know how to pronounce it. It just looks like a bunch of letters thrown at your face. So my last name starts with V and I know I'm towards the end, so I'm just chilling waiting for my name. He gets to Sarah and pauses for a second, and usually my thing is if it goes Sarah, I'm just gonna go, I'm here. Don't worry about my last name. Probably never gonna use it in this class. So that happens. Sarah, here, starts walking up, you know, get the syllabus. And he says, Villacarrillo. I got triggered for a second. I was like, yeah. And he goes, you probably never get that, do you? Like people getting your last name correct the first time. And I went, yeah, great job. And so I got my syllabus and I started walking back to my seat in the back of the class. My middle initial is P, and for some reason he wanted to look at our entire name. So as I was walking back, I was still at the front of the class because I was still like trying to walk back. He goes, what's the P stand for? Now I usually say that I don't have a middle name just so I can avoid this whole thing that's about to happen, right? And here's a little bit of a backstory. So culturally, your mom's maiden name is your actual middle name. And Filipinos have a first name, a second name, a middle name, and their last name. The middle name being the mom's maiden name, last name is your dad's last name. So usually when you say what's your middle name, it's usually that person's second name. But I don't have one. So technically I don't have one, correct? But he sees my middle initial and says, what's the P stand for? So I say, it's my mom's maiden name. And he goes, what is it? I don't like saying it. It's just really complicated and I don't want to go and explain you the whole thing. So I just say, I don't really want to say, because I don't. So he stands there and he goes, Sarah, I don't want to say via Carrillo. Funny, right? It's kind of witty. It's like, you know, kind of sassy, kind of throwing up my face like, okay, not gonna tell us your middle name, I'll make it up for you. But here's my response. It was quick, lightning dialogue, and I had no time to think, but here's what I said. So he goes, Sarah, I don't want to say via Carrillo. And I say, yeah, the P is silent. What? Why would I say that? Like, it's funny, it's kind of witty, it's a bit sassy, but it's really, really cringy. It would make sense though, because some words have a silent P, like psychology. There's a silent P. If you didn't know how to spell psychology, there's a silent P. If you don't know my middle name, there's a silent P, apparently. Y'all, this is gonna be the legacy that I have in that class. Just gonna be known as that girl whose middle name has a silent P. So that is all I have for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you have any like horrifyingly embarrassing stories, please leave it in the comments below. I want to laugh with you, not at you, but with you. If you want to see more videos from me every Wednesday and Saturday, go ahead and click the subscribe button. It's right on down there. I've got some social media links if you want to follow me there too. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you guys in the next video on Wednesday after Halloween. You'll probably see a Halloween vlog. Alright, I'll see you guys then. Bye!